Let's welcome Shreya Gupta from Year 11, a dynamic and bright high school student with a strong will to lead. She will give a fresh outlook on the education system. I'm certain that all parents and students here will be able to engage, relate, and get entertained.
Our general instinct is to follow a common path, isn't it? And as we grow older, this only tends to grow stronger. We want to see the world that we're always used to seeing, and we even want our children to do the same. For all the Desi parents out here, we're all very familiar with the term rattafication, also known as mindless memorization. It is the buzzword that is quite commonly practiced everywhere, even though it lies outside all our dictionaries. Hello, hi everyone. My name is Shreya Gupta, and I'm here today to share my view of the world with you in this rather satirical speech, but only so that the future generation is brought up in the way that the future needs it to be. Not society's one-size-fits-all ideals of success or intelligence. Because unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, what we fail to realize is that innovation, transformation, isn't something that is spontaneous. Solving major world problems and finding innovative solutions requires risk-taking, decision-making, out-of-the-box thinking, even collaborating. Not necessarily burying our heads in school textbooks ing or the pursuit of high scores ing. That is the education system. In a nutshell, it's an institution that seemingly prepares us for the future by providing us with the world's finest resource, knowledge. True, isn't it? But wait, what the system also does is that it creates factory workers or office employees that do nothing much but fill the pockets of the top 1%. And this, my friends, is fueled by the world's most efficient catalyst. The society's views of success, intelligence, and even happiness, and how we integrate these said views into the upbringing of our children or siblings. Like every other Southeastern citizen, I run after every half mark I've lost in every regular class test, just hoping and praying that my hard work, which primarily includes watching pre-existing YouTube tutorials, going through fixed syllabus statements, and making notes out of those, has finally paid off. Not to miss out on the anxiety that my parents have to go through before my results are out. In fact, like many other students, I like to stay in my comfort zone and deeply fear any sort of failure. I'm an extreme case though. I'm the kind of girl who cried over that one mark that I lost in my math IGCSE paper. That too on my 15th birthday, completely ruining all the celebrations, which I truly regret now, I must admit. Because see, doing so, what I didn't ponder about was, what will I make out of getting the highest test score in class? See, we're taught a lot of these diverse and intricate subjects with the primary aim of getting high grades, admission into a prestigious college, a degree, a good job, and that's it. But doing so, what we tend to miss out on is how we can actually practice our learning in order to innovate and improve our world. What we're supposed to be doing is actually making use of all the knowledge that we gain at school. Applying them in practical situations, which obviously comes with a few unsuccessful attempts or failures, as you would be scared to call it. But you know something? Making a mistake at school, or simply not knowing something at school, is like a stigma that latches itself onto us, and it's extremely difficult for us to get rid of it. And oftentimes, our parents are the ones who further exacerbate the situation by warning us of the risks of not following the conventional path. In fact, during this time, even society constantly keeps on reminding us of its artificial hierarchy, wherein a computer engineer is worth way, way more than, say, a creative choreographer or a good singer or simply a researcher who has devoted most of his life into research without any remarkable discovery. Why? Now, I can see some of you looking at your parents and raising one of your eyebrows and giving them that "I told you so" look. But what we need to understand is that it's not completely their fault either, because the way that they were brought up is entirely different from the way that we're meant to be. In fact, most of the jobs that we will uptake in the future don't even exist right now, which basically means that our parents, teachers, and the education system overall are preparing us for a very, very uncertain future. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, memorizing textbooks instead of working practically with all the wonderful things we learn at school won't really get us anywhere in the long run. Because see, even some of our world's leading entrepreneurs have actually been school or college dropouts, and yet their contribution to our society has completely transformed the ways in which it functions. Even artists like Freddie Mercury, Rabindranath Tagore, and Jennifer Lopez have actually plunged into doing what they love, followed their dreams. Because see, the things that we have been socialized into include but are not limited to, fearing failure, being scared of taking risks, being hesitant to make radical decisions. We're basically scared to devote time to anything that might not turn out to be rewarding or fruitful. We care so much for the smallest of things that we forget about our long-term goals and aspirations. We're so trapped in our present that we seem to forget our future, and that there even is a future, and one that is our responsibility to take care of. On this note, I recall a very famous quote said by Sir Ken Robinson, an expert in the field of education itself. He said, "I don't mean to say that being wrong is the same thing as being creative, but what we do know is, if you're not prepared to be wrong, you'll never come up with anything original." Because ladies and gentlemen, if being perfect and not taking risks were an option, then we wouldn't even be Homo sapien, wise men, and our world wouldn't have been able to progress this far. Thank you so much. Have a lovely evening ahead.